Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this video I want to examine whether or not the bottom's in for altcoins, as we're seeing a lot of green on the screen today. Bitcoin is slightly down. We've had the Bitcoin Gold hard fork. We do have the SegWit 2x hard fork scheduled sometime in the next month or so. So we're going to have a look at how all that ties in. You guys know that I believe sentiment is what drives markets, and I believe the sentiment is what's changing in this space. So a lot of the altcoins that have been steadily declining for some time now, I don't believe there's room for the sentiment to continually get worse in those markets and for them to decline in the same fashion as we enter the next hard fork. So, history doesn't repeat, it can rhyme, and we're going to look at all these possibilities as people are constantly asking me why the altcoins have a positive correlation with Bitcoin on some occasions and a negative correlation with Bitcoin on other occasions. So what I'm looking at here is the daily Bitcoin chart, okay? And I've got my cycle brackets which end on the 29th of October, and then we have another bracket which ends on the 15th of November, which is right around that scheduled SegWit 2x hard fork. So what we're now looking at is whether this declines are going to continue, then we get a bit of a bounce, and then we decline further in Bitcoin, and what that could mean for altcoins. So look, the first levels I'll be looking at if Bitcoin declines, okay, is that 5,000 round number, and then again, around that 4,500 number here where we've sort of had a bit of volume on a few occasions. But I don't want to overanalyze Bitcoin now. So all the spotlight has been on Bitcoin, and I feel that the flavor of the month is going to come back to that altcoins at some stage. So we're just going to have a flick through a few of those altcoin charts. So let's start with NEO. So today, obviously, we've seen some big gainers in this space. Let's just go from the bottom to the top here on a few of these daily candles. NEO's up around 33% from top to bottom in today's trading range, okay? So this is what's possible in the altcoins. These sort of gains, it's what we've become accustomed to and what we love. If you can time the markets, again, NEO still trending in this pennant formation here, still waiting for a clear break on high volume. And this is what I'm looking at for all the altcoins. As we move through, I want to see the rhythm of this stochastic start to tick up. I want to see the RSI level if they're in the middle or bottom half of this range, so there's plenty of room for them to run on the daily time frame. And I want to look for a bullish cross of the MACD, which we're just about to get here on NEO. So those things, along with some nice big volume. So it's only 10 a.m. here on the UTC, so there's still 14 hours left in today for this volume and this candlestick to form, and we're on target to have a decent size volume. So I want big volume, I want the RSI and the MACD to be ticking up. Basically that's what I'm looking at for a sign, as well as breaking these longer term downtrend lines in all these altcoins. That to me tells us that statistically, yes, it's likely that the bottom would be in. So next up, we've got Amisi Go. Members know that we've had two fantastic trades in this one lately. Again, we traded this today from the bottom here to the top. Again, you've got a 15% gain now. This is paired against the US dollar. The move was even bigger again if you were trading the OMG BTC pair. So fantastic stuff there. Again, this downtrend line. Let's just have a look here. And for me now, again, this candlestick's still forming. We've got that time left in the day. Maybe this ends up as a wick, but I highly doubt that. So again, volume, it's going to be one of the biggest days we've had if we continue up at this rate. Nice rhythm here on the stochastics, RSI, plenty of room to run, and a bullish cross on the MACD there. If we zoom right in, you can just see that there as well. So again, to me, chances are, evidence suggests the bottom is in for Amisa Go as well. So I'm just going to whiz through a few of my what I consider to be good quality coins. I've covered these in my fundamental analysis style video. Look again, whether or not you want to take the wicks as your point of reference, or just the bodies of the candles. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to draw that there. A few touches still. So look, it's up to you. Everyone's different. I like to look at both. I just want to get a general trend, and again, 10x hasn't quite broken those yet, so that's what we're looking at. You know, again, we've got some nice turning up of our indicators here. Not as much volume as we would maybe like. If this can end up here and be, you know, the highest volume day we've seen for 2 weeks or so, that's another positive sign for 10x. So let's just zoom in here. We've got Nexus here, fantastic coin. I've done some fundamental analysis on it as well recently. From bottom to top, we've got a 64% move today. So I know that was listed on Upbit, I believe, a Korean exchange. Again, this is going to be a monster volume candlestick by the time this day's out. You know, it could be even bigger than back here. This one, you've had to be very patient as a holder. I didn't buy anywhere back here. I've bought all my stash at around $1.20 when I made my my fundamental analysis video. It must have been around here, about $1.20. Look, that's a nice move today. Let's see where we close. Again, positive looking indicators here. Nice volume, and one of the biggest moves we've seen on Nexus. Right, so NEM, again, quality coin, platform. This coin's going to have plenty of intrinsic value in the longer term, I believe. Let's get even closer again. Look, not as much volume. Maybe we get a bit higher towards the end of the day. Different looking stochastic there. Again, this one's so not as bullish as the rest that we've seen here. Let's just have a look from top to bottom. We've got around 20% move there. Not really breaking any of those downtrend lines, just even looking from the naked eye here. So we want to see follow through for these coins that haven't necessarily had you know, significant moves like is very clear and apparent with Amisa Go. We're looking for continuation, so for more of a building a base rather than a specific breakout. IOTA now. Let's have a look. I think this one's going to have a pretty clear downtrend line, and this is a good example of sort of exactly what we're talking about. Look at all these touches here, and then we finally get a big break on big volume. Look at these indicators turning up. Let's see, a lot of day traders and swing traders, even investors, watch for the daily cross on the MACD as a sign that sentiment's changing. We're starting to get positive momentum. So again, I like what we're seeing there on the chart for IOTA. Oh, sorry, we've already covered Nexus. Metal. So this is another payment coin if you're not familiar with it. Still in development stage. No, I'm not going to draw that from there. Let's see. Look, this one's probably only going to be more of a steady downtrend with the bodies of the candles from here. Yeah, look, there's a few ways to draw that. I'm not too fussed. Let's zoom in for the volume here. 14 hours to go. This looks like it's going to surpass these candles here. So biggest volume in a few weeks if we continue as America and Europe wake. Turning up. A nice bullish cross as well there. So looking good. Looking, again, not necessarily the big bullish break, but definitely forming that base, forming high lows. 0x, and again, this one's got a huge, and this happens when a coin first hits an exchange and might only be, you know, 0.1 of a coin traded, but someone's paid, you know, $4 million for whatever it was. You know, it might be 0.0001 of a coin. Someone's accidentally had what we call a fat finger in the stock market world, and that messes up the data for the charting software here. So let's just zoom right in. Again, bit of a downtrend here. Not too much to see for 0x. very light volume. Look at the MACD, that's definitely looking very different to the rest of them. So not so much to like here about 0x, probably looking more to form the base rather than breaking out, as I've spoken about. DigX, quality coin, exciting stuff in the pipeline. I've spoken about that in my fundamental analysis videos. Just from the naked eye, this is a fairly sort of steep decline here. Don't have a lot of touches. Again, we're a bit of a way off from even hitting that trend line. This one's certainly not been in the news at all lately. Doing good stuff behind the scenes. Watch my fundamental analysis style video on DigX if you haven't already. But technically, again, forming that base, we're looking to turn up here on these indicators. And a nice bullish cross here. And these coins have got room to run for weeks on end to the upside if they do get those crosses on the MACD, and the RSI's got plenty of room to run. Finally, Golem. I know a lot of people were disappointed with that news that came out about the encrypted side of their business not going to be functional with the way they're outsourcing and rendering all that data. So again, that does limit what they can do somewhat, but it doesn't mean by any stretch that business model is now irrelevant. So there's still plenty of applications for Golem. Technically, again, a bit of a high low there. Not as much volume as I would have liked. Not a breakout for Golem either. It's just forming that nice solid base for the next legs higher. And guys, I'm a big believer that the spotlight is going to shift away. So just like if you're watching this video, you've found out about Bitcoin, then you've probably found out about Ethereum and Litecoin, you know, and it works your way down the market cap coins, and you start to find your favorite altcoins that you like, that move more in price than Bitcoin. And that's what's going to happen with this huge influx of people we've seen just in the last few months that have got into cryptocurrency. So they're all sitting there with just Bitcoin or just Ethereum, and now they're going to start to go shopping. They're going to find out about Bittrex or Poloniex and these, you know, the same process you went through, how to send those coins to other exchanges to buy other coins. And I think that the spotlight is going to shift back to all these altcoins, and we're going to see those big run-ups that we came to love throughout the middle of the year. That sentiment is going to change. Not that I'm saying that Bitcoin is not going to continue to grow as well, but you guys know what I'm talking about, that it's addictive and it's exciting when you find out about these unique individual projects doing things that are very different to just Bitcoin being a cryptocurrency. So I hope you've enjoyed that wrap up. Please hit like, share these videos around, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.